Every dropshipper goes crazy with this. Every single time you launch a product, the first 3 days, it does wonders and then it tanks. And today, I'm going to share with you why this happens. So you're not going to panic anymore. You will understand. And let me tell you something. I've been dropshipping 8 years now with my brother, and it took us a lot of time to understand why. And this is why we make this video to make you understand why. And this way you'll be able to know, oh, now I don't need to worry. This is something that is normal. This is what I need to do moving forward. Okay. So if your drop shipping ads die after 3 days, you need to understand something. Is what you need to understand. It's all about the algorithm. You need to understand how the Facebook algorithm works. So the first thing is that Facebook wants you to make money in a way. So the way that they do it is they're going to show your product to the most passionate audience possible, crazy buyers. And obviously, if you have an ad account that has spent a few $1,000s, you have a warm pixel, those will play even more role on how many sales you will get on the first few days. So you will get a lot of sales in the first few days. But what happens next is eventually after a few days, that passionate audience, depending on how saturated your product is. So if you don't have a big saturated product, then this audience will be very massive. And if you have a very saturated product, then this audience will be very small. So depending on how saturated is the audience, Facebook is going to be in the need to find more buyers and is going to expand. And now they're going to expand to people that are still passionate, but not as passionate. And again, it's going to expand again a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. That's why certain products, you see them, they're making millions of dollars for certain people, and for others, they aren't making a penny. Why? Because they're already branded, they already have great content. Even though they're making millions and you cannot even get a slice of the pie because they're already at level 1000 and you're at level 1. So your product, what happens is, like I said, you have a super audience, an audience that is super hot, that wants your product no matter what is the creative, no matter what is the price, no matter what your website looks like, and they're going to buy. But that audience fades away very quickly. So you will go from literally 5 ROAS, 6 ROAS, having 5, 6 purchases on the first few days, and then it fades away. So what can you do and how can you react to this situation? The first thing that you need to understand and that I look at is, are my creative stable? If I see that I still have a good CPC below $1, my CTR is great, above 1%, well, that means that my pool of buyers is not that interested enough. So I don't want to venture myself into something that is not bringing me money, because you need to understand something. When it comes down to becoming a dropshipper, it's all about opportunities, taking the right opportunity. Yeah, someone in the comments will probably say, wait, Gilberto, I tried to sell a very saturated product and it made a ton of money with it. I'm proud and I'm happy for you. But how many times can you do it consistently? Most people that start dropshipping, they are not able to make a winning product work. And if you do make it work, well, a saturated product work. And if you do make it work, it was probably luck. Most people, most dropshippers are not going to be able to make a saturated product work multiple times. It's not going to happen. That's why you see them once or twice and then you don't see them ever again because they got the luckiest time of their life. And that's the thing that I want to tell you. As a drop shipper, I look at opportunities. And what do I want? I basically want a product that works from day one. So I'm not saying that it needs to work crazy and it needs to print like there's no tomorrow, but I want some sort of consistency. If I see that I'm profitable and if I see that I'm consistent for at least a period of a week or two, then I'm going to invest more time into this product. even though it's not highly scalable, I'm going to invest more time into creating more creative, into testing different offers because I know there's something there. But you're going to tell me that you test a product tomorrow and the product reacts horribly. It tanks down after the first 1 to 3 days, and it's like nothing happened and there's no sales. It's super horrible. Do you think I'm going to put my time into that type of product? No, I won't. Can I make it a winner? Perhaps, but is it worth the squeeze? Is it worth my time? If that product is already giving me a sign of not working too well, am I going to make pennies on my dollar? That's not what I want. So since that's not what I want, I'm going to try to focus on the ones that are going to bring me results from day one. And that's what we do as dropshippers. We take the best opportunity possible and we try to make as much as money as possible from this opportunity. And if we see that the opportunity is not worth the juice, then we move on quickly. And this I know is very difficult for most dropshippers because you don't know how many times I had a product that I thought was a winner, made a few sales in the first few days, was all great, and then sank out. And I was like, oh my God, I thought that I could make like 50K, 100K at least with that product, but it's not going to happen. And I know it is hurtful, but like I said, it's not worth the squeeze. Now, there's two scenarios, like I told you, two scenarios where I'm going to invest my time into the product. And the second scenario, to be honest, is nothing related to dropshipping, but at least you will be aware of it. So the first scenario is, okay, am I making money consistently? Even if it's $20, the product is bringing me $20 every day after ad spend, after product cost, like it's making me a clean $20 every day. Okay, it's worth for me to invest into multiple creative, into scaling, into doing multiple things. So yes, 100,000% it is worth the squeeze. But now, what about the second option? The second option is pretty simple. The second option is if you are the product. So, what do you mean you are the product? Yes. So, if you are the product, if you are, let's say, a marketer and you want to sell your social media agency services or you want to sell your courses, then you cannot change your face. You cannot change who you are. So, you need to find creative way for people to, you know, to grab their attention. You need to grab the attention of other people. That's what it is. But like I said, for a product, and there's millions of product out there, like literally tap on ChatGPT how many products are on AliExpress, and it's millions. So you truly believe that I'm going to waste my time into a product that faded away in a 3 day period when there's so many products out there? Hell no. I'm not going to give it the time of the day because it's not worth the juice. So, like I said, guys, at the end of the day, I know it's probably not what you wanted to hear. I know that you want to find a formula to make it revive or something, but it's simply not what it is. You need to understand that when it comes down to drop shipping, you need to choose your battles. And sometimes the battle, it's better to avoid it because, you know, I've heard some horror stories of people, let's say they made maybe 10K out of their product and now they're like, yeah, but I've tried to scale it, I've tried to maintain it. And yeah, maybe they can revive it a little bit, but they're going to waste like literally 3 months of their time for maybe an extra $1,000 in profit, an extra $2,000 in profit. It's not worth the juice. So I choose my battles. I analyze my product. And if it's worth my time, I'm going to invest the hell of my time in it. But if it's not worth my time, I'm just not going to do it. And drop shipping is like that. I know that a lot of you wanted a magic formula to change it and to revive your product. But at the end of the day, there's so many products out there. You can make money with whatever. We've made money with any kind, any type of product. And that's the beauty of this business is that any type of product could make you a millionaire, but obviously it's not the first few tries unless you're very lucky, but I don't like to rely on luck. The first few tries that you will fail, but eventually you will find something that stick and that makes you money, and that from there you'll be able to build your business. So, hey guys, if you have any question whatsoever about this right here, understand that Facebook, in a way, wants to put your product in front of the best audience possible. But if people don't want to buy it, it's not Facebook's fault. So just either tweak the creatives if it's you believe it's worth it. But if it's giving you headache from day one, day two, then don't do that. Don't waste your time. Just move on from the product. And I know it's hard. You probably created a website, a product page, you created a really nice marketing strategy, you edited some videos, but you need to move on. It is hard, but it is what you need to do. So wish you all an amazing rest of the day. Let me know if you have any question, and see you on the next video. Peace out.